Hi everybody. Welcome to Anderson's composition class. Actually, that may not be the case. You might be watching this for composition 1, you might be watching it for composition 2, or you might be watching it for some of my literature classes. The way that I'm going to run this is I'm going to try to make this as applicable to every different section that I have as possible. What I'm most concerned with in these videos is that you understand how the course itself functions and the things that I expect, the things you can expect of me, and the ways that we go about doing business in class. Okay? So we're going to go through the syllabus. In other videos, we're going to go through the addendum, and we might go through some other things. But let's take a look at the syllabus here. And again, you might not have the same syllabus as you see here, but chances are you're going to see things in the same places. If you take a look here, now I've been using Twitter over the last few years, and one of the hashtags that I generally use, and in fact I'm going to open up my fancy schmancy coloring thing here. One of the things that you'll notice that one of the things that I generally use, the handles, is at PAEN and then the number of the course. So the PA is for Professor Anderson. The EN is because chances are the only thing that I'm teaching are English courses. It just so happens that that turned into kind of a malformed spelling of the word pain, and so House of Pain 1101 kind of becomes our joke of a title for the class. All right, but if you ever need to remember it, though, if you ever need to remember that hashtag, because I do use Twitter to communicate with my students quite a bit. In fact, it's my predominant method of communicating with you outside of class. So let's go down a bit if we can. Oops, sorry. I'll need to pause. Okay, so in our heading you're going to find basically everything that you need to know in terms of the actual kind of technical information about the class. We have our course title, we have what session, what semester we're meeting, we have day, time, place, and then of course, what school you're going to. Now down here, you're going to see other information that is important. We're going to have a course website. At the time of this video, we're using Canvas. Again, that may not be the case for the class that you have me for at the time. We will probably also have a course Facebook page, although since Facebook may or may not kind of be going out of popularity, that may be replaced by some other system. This points toward one of the things that I want to do with this class is to really focus on new media, on the technologies that we're actually using. And I'm going to get into that a little bit more, maybe as we go through the syllabus, but certainly more within class. We will, let's see, you'll see my office is listed right here. Now, one of the things that I ask on the course syllabus test is where my office is located. You can find it at the very top of the syllabus, okay, wherever that happens to be for your particular school. Office hours will be listed here as well. Oftentimes I will actually figure out my office hours in class. I'll kind of negotiate that with a class. So it won't be uncommon to see TBD on the syllabus in terms of my office hours. You have my Twitter handle, which chances are is going to be the same, especially if I'm still using Twitter at this time. And then Skype, I try to use Skype every once in a while. It really depends on the course. I use it more for business writing courses than I would for composition courses. But if it needs to be used, you have that handle there. Now, as we continue further down, we're going to have over on one side, chances are you're going to see the official course description. And these are the things, there are going to be certain things that are expected according to the department. The department requires that you put certain things into a syllabus. The official course description is often one of those. Over on the other side, though, chances are you're going to get kind of my comments. really what I think this course is about. And one of the things that you're going to see probably no matter what course you take with me is that there's going to be a focus on critical thinking. I want to make you a better thinker, because with any of the courses that you take with me, being a better thinker is going to enable you to function better in your life outside the classroom. And that's really what I want to have happen here. So you're probably going to see in those comments a heavy emphasis on critical thinking. Moving down a bit. Okay, so now we're down on page 2. One of the things that I hope that you're doing with this is by the time that you're seeing this, chances are you've already received the syllabus test, and if not, you will. And if you go through this syllabus with me, if you listen to this to the things that I'm saying here, if you review the things in the syllabus, not only are you going to probably ace that syllabus test, you're going to be kind of on top of things in terms of how you need to interact with me. You're going to know what I need you to do. You're going to know what the requirements are. So hopefully you're sticking with me here. And as we get into page 2, I think that becomes a lot more clear. So now we move into assignments. One of the things that I commonly do, especially with my composition classes, is I will have a course notebook. And this, again, may have changed by the time you see this, but I want to go through this blurb here specifically because I want you to know how the course notebook works, because there are certain things that need to be paid attention to. So if we scroll down a bit, a full page of notes is required for every hour of regular class time, not necessarily just a page per class meeting. And the difference between those two is we might have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class that meets for an hour at a time, in which case it would be expected that you would produce a page per class meeting. But what if we have a Tuesday, Thursday class? Because those classes generally meet for an hour and 15 minutes. They meet for 3 credit hours. So if we're meeting for 3 credit hours per week, per semester, I want you to have a full page of notes for each of those credit hours, not necessarily a full page of notes for the number of times that we actually met, which means that those people who are going to class on Tuesday and Thursday are actually going to have to crank out a page and a half of notes per course meeting. Okay? Some other things having to do with notebooks. Additional notebook requirements and other opportunities may occur throughout the semester. I'm going to talk about that here in a moment. If you miss any classes, make sure to copy a friend's notes to avoid losing points. Please, please, please make sure that if you miss a day's worth of notes, that you get those notes back. First off, just for completion. Because I honestly believe that the things that we do, the things that we talk about, the actual act of taking notes in a class can help you to learn that material better. Okay, so that's really important. And if we scroll down a little bit here, now there are a few things that are kind of distributed throughout the syllabus. So I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit because I want you to see. All right, I say here that you must have developed a passing notebook in order to pass the class. So you have to have that required number of pages, and it's also graded qualitatively. So if you have something that I don't consider to be an acceptable page of notes, I'm not going to count that page. If you have, say, half a page of notes here and half a page of notes there, generally what I'll do is I'll put those two halves together, and that will then equal a page. If it's fragmented, that's fine. You take notes however you will. I'm also not necessarily going to try to dictate how you should take notes. You know, I realize that different people access different information in different ways. You might take notes in a notebook, that's fine. You might take notes on your computer, that's fine. If you do take notes on your computer, though, please make sure that you let me know, because I'm going to count that a little bit differently. A typed, let's say, MLA page of notes is not necessarily going to be the same as a typed notebook page, or I guess I should say a written notebook page. So anyway, now I want to kind of point out a couple other things here. So the gist is that you need to have certain things in order to be able to pass the class. All right, and if you see here, you must earn a passing essay average and develop a complete and passing notebook. In order for you to pass the class, you need to have those two things. If you do not have those two things, you cannot pass.